Change is inevitable. Things that do not shift and grow are dead things. Change can be painful, excruciating, but it can also be a liberating experience for the better. A change we see today lies in a shift of multiple media sources, from conservative content to content with less boundaries, and into the technology that provides communication. In short, more issues are displayed in the media than the past, and technology has shifting hold on the way we currently interact and create our lifestyle. But do these shifts truly work towards a greater good? We've all heard about it from our parents and history teachers. When they were a little younger than our age, there were only about 3 television channels, all of which primarily displayed either war propaganda or conservative family values. In every case, television and multiple other media blatantly communicated a significant message or value to the viewers. This is not to say that this same action is not carried out today. In fact, it is far from it. Media is still trying to carry out a significant message, but messages that are less subjective and restricted, and more realistic. Let's compare 2 popular television shows, I Love Lucy and Glee. I'll start off by saying I followed Glee for a while, but ended up dropping the show after the 2nd season. My reasons for dropping it are irrelevant, but I was impressed with the relatively broad selections of characters. Particularly, I have to highlight the openly gay character, Kurt, and how he is put front and center as the main character. However, there is a detraction to Glee. Sex happens in the show a lot. Of course, sex happens a lot everywhere, so in a respect, the show is being realistic. Still, the way sex is applied to the plot communicates an air of almost glorifying sex, common of multiple TV shows, for viewer entertainment. Compare this to I Love Lucy, in the aspect that it never showed a husband and wife in bed together, only in separate beds, a facet equally characteristic of multiple TV shows. There seems to be no trending middle ground here, a middle ground that almost reminds one of Breath, Ice, Memory, in which sex is used as a sort of plot device for communicating a different type of message. Yes, sex happens. No, it should not be so carelessly used for entertainment. And no, it should not be concealed in the hopes that viewers think it is non-existent. This change does not lie in the way the message is communicated, only in the message that is being communicated. Another facet of change lies in the way we receive this media, technology. Like many changes in technology, it has brought upon us an age of convenience and proximity. Essentially, it makes things easier and puts less distance between us. In the era of Spring Revolution, social networking sites such as Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook were used to communicate with other protesters, arrange protests, and spread the word about corruption and dissent among the residents of the people in the revolution. Social networking is something that the government cannot regularly control, as they can with traditional media, so this became a great instrument in the revolution. Cell phones also come into play in the classroom. Teachers are beginning to realize that cell phones are no longer distractions or aids for cheating, but instead a powerful learning tool. However, there is a second side to our current age of technology. While it does increase our proximity to each other, it can also become a facet of our lives that we have trouble removing ourselves from. It has become a sort of appendage of ourselves, in a way, so that we feel lost without it, so that we may even have trouble answering a question or completing a simple task. Change also lies in the way technology is presented. Our Netflix accounts have become our primary source of entertainment, as streaming services with a personal option becomes more and more popular each day, and as traditional programmed viewership declines. Because of this, critics predict another change to accommodate the shifting viewership in a new era of television, one that follows the trend of services such as Hulu, lest television become much like radio, present but ineffectual. Change is inevitable. It is not always guaranteed to be a good change, and there is always a duality to things. As long as we grow and adapt, we are living. However, our one true mission here lies in growing, adapting, changing for the better.